Good morning. It is Thursday, January 29th. Welcome to Trending on Shaw. I'm Kate, and that's Phoenix waving to my left here. Good morning. On the panel today, we are talking all about universities around Calgary. We're going to be talking a lot about student issues in our city. Joining us to our left here is Erik Queenan, who is the Student Association President for Mount Royal.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be talking a little smack here today. We also have Jared Stock, who's the President of the State Students Association. Good to have you here, sir. And also Jared Henry, Student Union President at the University of Calgary. By the way, he's the only one, Kate, who wore
his colors.
The colors. You guys are going to get emails. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, I can.
What were you thinking, Erik? What were you thinking, Jared?
Maybe if I got a free coat, I'd get one on.
Good to have you all here today.
Let's take a look at our weather quickly before we jump into things. Another nice morning out there. Again, enjoy this over the next couple of days because it's going to take a turn for the worse this weekend, unless you're looking forward to that snow. I shouldn't say for the worse.
I don't mind a little snow.
Some people might want it.
The mountains could use it for sure.
See, there you go.
There you go. But it could make for some treacherous conditions around the province, at least southern Alberta. If you're planning on hitting any of the highways this weekend, you might want to plan ahead. Currently, it is -3, feels like -7 with a bit of a breeze out there, but we're working our way up to +7 for this afternoon. So that's a quick check on weather, and there's 16th Ave and 36th Street in the northeast.
Well, we have the guys here who are doing a little schooling, but we have another young lady who's also doing a little schooling as well, too. She's live on location this morning.
With a different kind of student.
Yeah. That's right. Okay. A brighter student, some would say. Lindy Free, where are you and where are you hanging out?
These are four-legged furry students. So speaking of learning and schooling, we're here in Calgary Northeast at Sit Happens. Now, Sit Happens, is that a kind of a play on words for some kind of saying?
No comment.
All right, so we got 5 furry little pooches here, and we're gonna do a few things today that I guess the average person could learn with the average dog, right?
Yes. Today I'm going to show you some of the things we do in our basic class called Let's Go. So the first thing we do is we're going to do teaching your dog to pay attention to you. Then we're going to do a really solid down stay, coming when called, and walking nicely on a leash.
Okay, so these are pretty simple things that the average dog owner could teach.
Yes, yep. So basic stuff, foundation skills that we think every dog should know and that any owner can teach.
Okay, and so you're Oliver's dad. Are you excited?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Is Oliver pretty trained in all of these areas?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's been working on his training here at Sit Happens for about 3 years now. So yeah, he's got some pretty solid skills.
Okay, and how old does a dog have to be to get simple training?
We actually suggest that you start as early as 10 or 12 weeks. So the earlier you start, the better.
Really? Even a puppy can learn?
Yes, absolutely. So very important that you start your puppy early for socialization and training. That said, you can also do training with dogs of all ages. So you can teach old dogs new tricks.
Wow, okay, this guy's excited. And that one guy was barking at Matt. So stick with us because we're going to teach you how to do some simple things with your cute little 4-legged friend. Say bye, Oliver. High five. High five. I'm gonna lick.
Great stuff, Lindy. What was the name of that place again? Sit Happens?
Sit Happens.
Jeez, I wonder where that name comes from.
I don't know.
Well, there's a number of things that are trending now in our city. Let's get right to it. First of all, gas prices in Calgary this morning, they jumped overnight. You may have woken up and said, hey, what's going on?
Good thing I filled up this weekend.
No kidding. Guys, a little shocked, alarmed, concerned?
Yeah, I went and filled up yesterday, and I was pretty stoked.
Ooh, you're the guy.
Well, I was excited that I was thinking, going to pay 75 cents a liter, save a little money. I'm a student, don't have a lot of it, and then it was like 85 cents, 90 cents for premium. So, I guess we're back.
It's supposed to be our good news in this falling oil prices economy. Well, at least we don't have to pay as much at the pump, but apparently it's not the case anymore.
I just traded in my 3/4 time for a little Ford Ranger, actually, so I'm actually happy right now. Either way, it's better than what I was feeling before.
Google came up with some reasons why higher gas prices actually exist, because I'm sure.
Did you just type into Google why are there higher gas prices?
I said, why are there higher gas prices? And they gave us 5 reasons. You ready for this? One of them, a volatile commodity. Yeah, I guess so. Number 2, the summer demand.
It's not summer yet.
Nope. The weather? Really?
No.
Geography. Are we in a remote place?
No.
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 Or refineries closed for maintenance? Nope.
So good job on coming up with an answer,
Yeah,
Phoenix.
no kidding, eh? Really. So I threw out the hashtag excuses why gas prices are on the rise. So if you got some of those reasons, please explain.
Let us know if you can explain it to us.
The one I put was because they can.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Okay.
Because they can.
I'm sure.
They think it's April Fool's Day a little early, I guess.
I'm sure there's a little more to it than that.
Yeah.
But
Philip, as quick as you can.
small business confidence in our province is also falling, Phoenix.
For some reason, well, it's maybe not for some reason, it has to do with the oil prices and the gas prices, and I guess you guys deal with a lot of students as well, too, who might want to start up a new business or something. Are you finding there's students that are saying, yeah, you know, I was thinking about starting up a business, but not anymore?
Well, my take on it is it's if you're gonna do something, it's got to be good. I mean, you have to make sure all your ducks are in a row and you're doing the right things that are in need now. I mean, it's tricky, but I think there's opportunity in it somewhere.
I think it definitely goes both ways. I mean, certainly when oil prices go down, everything in our economy kind of takes a hit because things are so interlinked. But I've talked to a few students actually who are happy about it because they're starting up a business. They need employees, and normally it's so hard to compete with the big oil firms to pay as much as they do. But right now, the market's getting flooded with a lot of people who are eager to work and are highly qualified. So it certainly can go both ways for people who are looking to start a business.
And every time there's issues within a city or an economy, there's plenty of opportunity for small businesses.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And new ideas. 8th Avenue in downtown is apparently a hotspot for parking tickets.
Yeah, be careful where you park. The city has come up with some of the places where you shouldn't park or where most people are nailed. Anybody have a quick guess of where probably is the place that get nailed most often in this city?
University of Calgary campus.
SAIT, I've gotten a few parking tickets at SAIT too.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
They say the most of them, 990 tickets were issued in Zone 2420. Oh, Zone 2420. That's located just along 6th and 7th Streets Southwest, right down in the core. Another area, 4th Street Southwest, 933 tickets were done. Almost half of the tickets are for failing to pay as well. Go figure. The rest of the tickets related to things like parking in no stopping areas or areas that you're not supposed to be in the afternoon or morning.
But it's
hydrants, that kind of
confusing. Have you
things.
ever tried to read those signs? They contradict each other, and then you're sitting there for half an hour just trying to figure out if you can park there. Do we need clear signs?
I feel like I'm just gonna get a smart car and paint it the smart car for the car to go. I feel like you can just park those things wherever you want, up on the curb, whatever you want. I think it's all good.
Do you see a lot of those at your schools?
Yeah, a lot of students are really taking advantage of it, especially in Calgary because it's transit is not the best at times, and car to go really convenient if you have one down the block. But as far as parking goes, I think a lot of people take risks. You know, some people don't want to pay. Parking in Calgary is expensive, and I know I might have done it once or twice, just not pay for parking and just cross your fingers and hope for the best. So.
Yeah, Jared, you run in for 10 minutes thinking, it's only 10 minutes, it'll be quick.
It's high risk and high reward. So sometimes when you get that ticket, you know, okay, I deserve that one.
Yeah.
You're taking care of Calgary's economy. Appreciate that.
The ticket is almost as much as what you hadn't been paying in parking fees, so it just kind of catches up with you.
It's a balance.
Yeah.
Well, now you don't even know if you're going to get a ticket because they might drive by your car and take a photo of it. You might get it in the mail a couple weeks later. Yeah. So.
Boy, see, there's another thing too. There was one time I saw one of those cars drive by with all the cameras on it, and I went, oh, nuts. I hope he turned left, or turned left, and I thought, oh, good, I'm over here. But no, the little guy, he came around again, and he nailed me. Oh, yeah. I get you.
Beef prices have also jumped by 23% over the last year. Has anyone noticed?
Meat eaters?
Yeah, what am I supposed to eat on Sunday for the Super Bowl?
No beef.
Apparently not.
Up by 23%?
23%. So a lot of that is, again, part of the economy. A lot of money going towards feeding animals right now. So as students, though, would you switch over to chicken?
I think so.
Maybe go vegan kind of lifestyle?
Probably not.
No, I don't know. I love beef. I love it so. I love steak. I love steak. I don't think I could give it up. It's worth it.
It's not getting out of your price range.
It's worth it.
I have a diversified, economy of what I eat, so I certainly could switch over to chicken or maybe pork. But I mean, you can't go completely without beef.
Yeah, no.
If I'm buying dinner, it's probably going to be chicken. If somebody else is buying, then maybe I'll get steak.
Yeah. But it's true though. I can remember walking through the grocery aisle. I mean, I do a lot of the shopping at home, and I split it with my wife. And you go through the meat section. You look at the ground beef, and you go, man, this is the 1 pound of ground beef. Correct me if I'm wrong. It used to be about $5. Now you're looking at $7 to $8, and you're thinking, man, what are they feeding these cows?
Apparently expensive food.
I guess. Well, mind you, we have been said that Alberta beef is some of the best beef that you'll eat anywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the saying, well, if it's the best anywhere, then I guess you got to pay the premium prices.
Well, Taco Tuesday is now Turkey Taco Tuesday.
Is it really?
No.
No. Yeah, that's just one of the changes you can make if you don't want to pay for beef.
I was thinking Taco Bell, like, well, at least they're going healthier.
No.
Yeah, well, and then, of course, these guys would all, I'm sure, can relate. We can all relate because
Yeah.
we all went to post-secondary school. You got to be careful with your pennies.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
You're buying some stuff like beef, maybe you might not eat it as often.
Do you guys have resources at your schools to help students out of being able to afford food or finding ways to afford food?
Yeah, we have a good food box where you can get like a pound of food or $1 per pound of food. So you can come in and sign up for that. We have the food bank program through our student association as well that helps a lot of students out on campus.
Yeah, we have the exact programs that I was going to mention. We have good food box and food hampers for anyone.
At Mount Royal.
Yeah, at Mount Royal as well. So anyone who's just having a hard time, come by.
Same story at the University of Calgary. I don't know about you guys, but for us, the demand for our food bank has actually doubled over the last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Kidding.
I don't know what exactly it is. If it's the increase in cost of education. We have increasing numbers of international students on our campus. So maybe that's a factor. But yeah, we've been seeing really increased use since the start of the summer through the fall.
Are you three of your universities working in concert with the Calgary Food Bank, or
Ours does work with the Calgary Food Bank. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
And we will do referrals to the Calgary Food Bank if we don't have what we have on campus.
What does that say, though, that there's students who actually are in need of food just to survive?
I think there's a little bit of a mix between actually being so busy that you have to remind people to eat healthy and keep on track, and a mix of, education's expensive, and when you're fresh out of school and living on your own, and it's just another thing that you kind of never thought about that you have to make sure you're doing.
Got to deal with.
I was going to write a ramen cookbook, 99 ways to make ramen by the end of school, but
that mac and cheese, eh?
We actually ran out of ramen this summer. We actually put out like an emergency call.
No way.
I got Nenchi to retweet it because we actually ran out of ramen at our food bank again because of increased demand. But it was the most cliche student issue, but it was a serious issue for us at the time.
Well, there's a blog idea if anyone wants to get that started.
And we're told to eat healthy too. And look what we're anyway.
So we are going to continue our chat on student issues here with Erik Queenan, who's the MRU Student Association president. Take a look.
If you know of a high school student ready to take the plunge into post-secondary education, they'll tell you that Calgary has numerous viable options. Mount Royal University, established over 100 years ago, promising quality teaching and small class sizes. SAIT, an innovative and entrepreneurial post-secondary institution. University of Calgary inspires and supports discovery, creativity, and innovation across all disciplines. Together, they're servicing our youth's growth.
Transportation, and mental health. So those are three things that need to be touched on at your school.
Yeah, I know. I think it's not just students at Mount Royal, it's students in Calgary and I'd say in Alberta and across Canada. Affordability is obviously huge. For the last 2 decades, the cost of tuition and textbooks has always been increasing more than the rate of inflation, and it's become more and more expensive to go to post-secondary. And as far as transportation goes, I know we touched on it earlier with parking and transit, but Calgary's a really big city, and it's sometimes really hard to get around. And I mean, Mount Royal's location also. We don't have a C train, unfortunately, but so it is an issue. And student mental health. I'm really happy that this is something that's really being talked about a lot more. And when you look at the statistics with a number of students who are dealing with depression or a number of students who are just feeling extremely overwhelmed from anxiety, it's really astounding, and it's something that I only learned about since I got elected, and it's something that I've been putting a lot of my energy towards.
We have a video question for you as well, Erik. Have a look, and have a listen.
Hi, my name is Zoe, and I'm a student at Mount Royal University. My question is for Erik Queenan, the president of SAMRU. I'm just wondering, I think Mount Royal is a really amazing campus, and I'm just wondering what you think about our campus culture at Mount Royal.
Campus culture.
Yeah, no, campus culture. Mount Royal, as you guys probably know, is a relatively young university, and we're really just, finding our own as being a university. And over the last year, it's been really cool to just see the growth in the amount of clubs and students that are participating in extracurricular activities. Students are really getting behind. There's a lot more school spirit, and I mean, the Crowchild Classic, which was on Shaw TV, a game between the University of Calgary and Mount Royal University hockey teams. I got to say, Mount Royal is about half the size of U of C, and we had more students out on the games, and we won. Both the men and women's won. It was really good. People are really, really getting behind it, and we get excited, and more students come out every year.
How do we explain that?
Well, UC students, they're just really busy with a lot of things. They got all their homework for their classes.
Oh,
they
here it comes.
I know.
They got research opportunities, and
I mean, like at Mount Royal, we really focus on a good work-life balance, and it's really important that people participate in extracurricular activities and positive social activities, like going out to a hockey game and school spirit.
School spirit.
It's something. It helps their.
You just dodged them in the middle there.
I think that's why I think they put Jared in between us strategically.
Yeah, for sure. Well, another thing they teach at university is making sure you present all the facts and you're not excluding things. So it's probably important to mention that while Mount Royal did win those 2 games, the University of Calgary did win the overall season series. Was that the 3rd time in a row?
Man, I was at the hockey game, but the men and women's won, and I think that's what the conversation is right now. We're in a hockey city, and
yeah, I guess that's what I'd focus on too.
Tuition is a big issue that he brought up over at Mount Royal University. Are you guys finding the same issues at yours?
I mean, access to quality education is always tuition is always going to be a hot topic. I mean, we want to provide the most opportunities for all Albertans to get an education, and cost is going to be a limiting thing through always. So, I mean, it always relies on whether or not the government steps up and covers more, or individuals step up and cover more. It's always a game that we're probably never going to end, but it all depends if we want to pay more individuals or we want to pay more taxes. We're pay one way or another.
For sure. Well, I mean, especially this year, I don't know if you remember seeing in the news in the fall, but there's that concept called market modifiers, where institutions were able to make a proposal to raise tuition by essentially as much as they want, as long as they demonstrated that there's a market anomaly. So somewhere, some other program was charging more, and so they wanted to match that. So it's essentially a game of national leapfrog with tuition. It's one thing to talk about tuition raising at 1% or 2% per year. That's the cost of inflation. Goods are going up by that same percent. I think students are reasonable and we understand that. But some of the proposals this year were 20% increase, 30% increase. University of Alberta Faculty of Law was a 58% increase in tuition.
Yeah.
And so that's one reason this year that tuition is even more on the forefront is some of those ridiculous increases that were proposed and unfortunately accepted by the minister.
Yeah.
I think especially at the baccalaureate or like applied degree level, you really want to be able to have young people or students in general go into these institutions and figure out the things that they want to study. First of all, not the things that they can afford to study. And that's something that we've been advocating on all along. And it's disappointing to see all these tuition increases go up.
Erik Queenan is the Students Association president at Mount Royal University. Great to have you on set this morning. It actually dovetails right into our trending poll question this morning. What schooling do you need in today's job market? That's our question. What schooling do you need? Well, there's a couple of options. A degree, a diploma, or both. Post your answer on Twitter or Facebook, and you'll find the link to our trending poll question at Trending on Shaw. I'm guessing you would say what, Erik?
I would say it absolutely depends on what you want to do. There's no you need to have a degree, you need to have a diploma. It's what do you want to do? Do you want to go into broadcasting, or do you want to go into engineering? Do you want to become a plumber?
Sure.
It depends on what you want to do, and yeah.
Jared, you would agree?
I would say there's a huge opportunity for both. I mean, if you can, to me, they both have their places. I mean, the diploma, obviously, for me, I have a diploma. It's very applied education, whereas the degree, there's lots of promotion of just the thought process and thinking outside the box. So I think there's room for both.
Jared?
Can't disagree with that. I think especially with today's economy, with oil prices falling, we're going to see more people going back to school to either upgrade their trades, get a trade certificate, or going to university.
For sure. And somebody who's out, training dogs this morning.
New kind of training.
We're talking about schooling here, but she's talking about schooling with dogs this morning. Lindy, how's it going over there?
Happens.
Learning any tricks?
Yeah, it's going not too bad. Just doing a little bit of playful things so far, but we're going to show you a few simple techniques that you can show your dogs. But first, we want to meet the stars of our show. There's 5 of them. Who are we going to meet first?
This is Jana Lee and her dog Fuzz.
Okay, and how old is Fuzz?
Fuzz is 8.
8, okay, and our next star here?
This is Camilla, and this is Truffle.
Truffle, how old's Truffle?
1.
1. Hello, Truffle. All right. And then we have
Kathy and Tavin.
Kathy and Tavin. And how old's Kathy?
2.5.
Sorry, Tavin. Not how old are you? How old's your dog? All right, and then we have...
This is Joanna and Eva.
Okay, and how old's Eva?
Eva's 5.
5. Eva was barking at the camera earlier. All right, and then we have this guy who licked my hand earlier.
This is Dave and Oliver, his dog Oliver.
Okay, all right. And how old's Oliver?
He actually just had a birthday last week. He just turned 3.
Happy birthday, Oliver! Did he have a puppy cake?
No.
Yeah, people do that often these days. All right, so what's the first technique that we're going to show?
Okay, so the first thing that we're going to show is the main foundation behavior that we teach. So this is just teaching your dog to pay attention to you. So basically what happens is Dave throws a treat out and Oliver goes and gets it. And then the first thing that Oliver does is he basically turns back towards Dave. So Dave's clicking, because we use a clicker here at Sit Happens. The clicker is basically just a communication tool. It lets Oliver know that he did the right thing and that he gets a tasty piece of cheese.
I would do anything for tasty cheese as well. I don't blame him. Okay, so that's simple technique. So that's the foundation, I guess. And then coming up, stick around, because what are we going to teach?
We're going to show you how to teach a really solid downstay, coming when called, and walking on a leash.
Awesome, so stick with us, and maybe we may even get some playtime in there.
Maybe playtime too.
Oh, so
Good
cute.
job, Oliver.
Oliver looks like my dad's dog, just the blonde version.
Little playtime. It's always fun.